Hello.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Oh, look at your mandala back there.
Well,
Lovely.
I just started it this morning.
Oh, really?
I had a chance to do the replay, and so I went in this morning and so it's wet. It's that it's coming along. It was really fun painting along with Janice. I always there we go. But
Uh,
yeah, it's coming along nicely.
it
So I'm
is. It's lovely. I love the kind of greenish glow you're putting on the outside there. That's looking good.
Yeah, it was well, it was funny because it was a mandala that I'd started a while ago, kind of stopped. And I thought, oh, that's the perfect underlayer for this one. So
Oh,
it kind of came through and brought up a lot of nice colors. So anyway,
yeah. What are you going to paint today?
I'm gonna work on, and I'll just switch my camera on this piece.
Oh,
Having a little trouble with it in that I can't decide what the next step was. I don't know if I had a picture of it before. Um, and but it was a face. And then it became an egg. And then the flower of life happened. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing with it. But I thought, oh, getting inspired with the mandala first
yeah.
kind of helped me kind of just get in the groove. I haven't painted all week. The weather's been nice enough to work outside, and we've been digging lavender and
Oh, nice.
pull up all the lavender that had died over the
Yeah.
winter.
We've had a couple nice days, and today too is going to be a nice day. And then rain again. But uh
Okay.
yeah.
It's just you and me so far. I was
Well,
wondering if
and I think
you're
it just I haven't heard from Jill. I'm hoping Jill's coming. It might just be you, me, and Jill because Anna and Karen and Lori all messaged that they can't be here. So
oh,
that's okay. We can sink into a little bit of just art time. Mm.
yeah. Well, it was fun listening to the replay just before I'm seeing you because um, it brought up a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
One was the gem show is the first 2 weeks of February.
Oh, okay.
There is the week before, there is another gem show up the road in, I can't think of the name of the town outside of Sedona. Um, but I'll research that. And they have, so just to clarify that, and we can figure out, what week is better, the
Yeah.
first week or second week. I think we'll be going down the week before that. And so I'm working on that. I'm thinking we'll need to if we have enough people interested, we'll get a house
Okay. Yeah.
in
Sounds
that area.
yeah.
So I have a lead on that. But I mean, it would be kind of fun to do 3 days of painting and
Yes. Yes.
got it, and then move into 3 days, or intermittent with the gem show. It's
Yeah.
just so over that you need to process. I have some magic sand here.
Oh,
It's olivine. Do you
okay.
know what olivine is?
No.
There's a green sand beach in Hawaii, and it's olivine is peridot,
Okay.
and it's the sand from that beach. The beach is actually this dark, beautiful green.
Oh my.
And when you get home from swimming there, your all your pockets and whatever, your bra, everything's filled with your shoes filled with this green sand. And I've been
Oh,
wanting to use it in a painting. Have you ever done that with sand? It's
not
pretty
with
fun.
sand. No, but with crystals.
Yeah, well, it's super fine crystals, the olivine crystals. So you've done that where you've made the crystals really fine?
I have a bag of very fine, it's called a like a diamond sand. So you sprinkle it onto the crystals and it makes them even more sparkly. Mhm. So
Oh, sand. Where'd you get that?
that was from just a minute.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Jill.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I guess it's just going to be the three of us. So,
Yeah, I think that's what it was last time too. Which is fine.
the diehard.
Um, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you finished with what we were talking about, diamond
Well,
sand.
Well, it's from Druzy Goddess, and she calls it Diamond Kiss. It's just a package, and it's what she suggests. It's like glass, basically. It's not real diamond. It's glass. You sprinkle it on the crystals. So using resin, I have created like clusters of, here, I'll put it on this one. Clusters of crystals, right? In different
Interesting.
colors so that then I can place them on. There's some kind of yellow gold ones. And
So, how do you get that crystally looking thing?
well, so I would take my crystal cluster, and I've got one in turquoise here, and oh my God, what the heck? Okay, there, some amethyst, and then I put them on my painting. I'll show you. I'll grab my painting that I'm just finishing. So this is a painting that I was working on last year, and
I'm not seeing it at all. All I'm
it's
Yeah.
on the, here, I'll spotlight. Hold on.
there
Spotlight
we go.
this one. We'll get this figured out. Okay, there.
Cool.
Okay, so it's a painting that I created last year, but I felt like it needed something more. And
Uh-huh.
so that's when I created this. So you can kind of see I've got
Yeah.
crystals all over it.
Yeah.
And up at
Oh,
the top and here. So yeah. So I was just about to varnish it in a gloss. And when I do that, I'm going to sprinkle the Diamond Kiss on to stick in the gloss too.
oh, wow. Yeah.
But, and so these are,
Those are real crystal clusters.
well, no, they're not actually. I have molds that
Okay.
make the crystal plus or the crystal shape. Now I have done like my dragon one, I put real crystals in amongst these. So, and you can't tell the difference, but this one I just did, I wanted to practice with the molds, and they do create some really nice shapes. But I was just about to do it, and then I thought, no, I just want to go back over some of the white a little bit and fix that up before I go to the final completion. But I was just experimenting with new and different ways of doing it. I'll show you my dragon. I thought I showed that to you guys before, but it is, it didn't really turn out. So it was my experiment. So this was my wood dragon that I created.
Mhm.
And I put the crystals on, and I've got like real crystals in here, tiger's eye and
What do you
jade.
mean? How do you mean it didn't turn out? It's gorgeous.
Oh,
That-
well, you probably can't see, but maybe you can see there. The resin didn't adhere
Dry.
to the whole painting. So it
Oh,
looks really bumpy. So then I was like, well, maybe I need to just do another coat of resin. I'm not real familiar with resin, so you can
yeah,
see it's kind of got blotchy look to it,
yeah.
which is, you know, what
It
I
adds,
wanted. Sorry,
it adds to it, the
maybe.
texture. I,
But it actually, the wood dragon does come out of the water. So
Yeah.
that it could be like, oh, it's coming out of the water. That's the effect I wanted.
Oh,
But I
It's
really
cool.
liked the way the crystals looked because they look like they were like lifting, like gravity kind of floating, no gravity, right? Floating up.
you know what it reminds me is when we've seen the lava flows and it spouts up molten lava.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it reminds me of, those globs of molten lava, because it's not quite liquid, but it's not solid either. And it
Oh,
hit the air, they kind of harden a little bit too. So
oh,
um,
that'd be cool to see. Yeah.
it's the first time we went to Hawaii in '08. I went to Hawaii. My husband had been before. It was full moon and the lava flow was going on. And we were, I don't know, I go back and forth about how far we were away from the lava. We were far enough that it's safe, but like maybe 100 feet.
Oh,
Or but it seemed like we were right there. And these big pools of lava, they're flowing, and then it just spouts up a 20-foot geyser of hot lava.
Wow.
And
wow.
it's just, yeah, I will never forget that. It's kind of burned in my brain just how
I bet.
spectacular it was on the full moon to be there. So
I bet. Wow.
yeah, that's what that reminds me of, is that lava flow.
Ah,
It feels chunky to you, but that's kind of what overheated lava rock, when it's in
looks
that
like.
stage. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for giving me a different perspective.
Yeah. Sometimes you do that, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'd love to get like a natural wood frame for it anyways and put it in a frame and I don't know, see what I'm gonna do. But it's the year of the wood dragon, and that's my sign, wood dragon. So I thought
Oh,
I need to do the wood dragon for me here.
mhm.
Yeah. But so it's kind of cool. Like I really like the tiger's eye in here because
Yeah.
it matches the wood. But yeah, so I was just playing around with that kind of stuff and we'll see how the other one turns out. I'm not going to resin it. I'm just going to use a gloss um varnish and we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah.
So do you stretch your own canvases?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I used to make such a pain. I just don't have the time or space for that. And you can pick up canvases so cheaply now. This is just a cheap canvas the dragon is on. Now, when I'm doing like a serious piece, I purchase a better canvas, and it's always the deeper canvases. But like for a lot of the paintings I do with the groups and that, I'll just use a 16 by 20 from a Michael's, or forget the place you guys have down there.
Michael's is what we have
Hobby.
in hobby.
Yeah, Hobbycraft or whatever. Yeah. So but this one is a better canvas. It's a deep canvas, and it is probably a $30 canvas. So yeah. But
How, what ones are the ones you are calling better canvases?
the deep ones.
It's just depth of
And
the,
they're more the professional level. So even at Michael's, they're labeled professional level or beginner level. And they're just a tighter canvas, and they're all gessoed, but yeah, it's just a tighter canvas. And it's just, if I'm going to do a painting for someone or to sell, I want it to be a more quality canvas and to last, right? A long time for them. But okay.
So what are the colors, like I just get the, this kind of paint. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I need to expand into better, like acrylic
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah. And I quite like the Liquitex.
Okay.
I will purchase like a lot of my paints in the Liquitex, but here's the difference. Okay. So this is golden. This is a golden liquid.
Okay.
And the thing is it's like this bottle costs $42 here in Canada, anyways, probably a lot less in the US. But it is a single pigment. It's not mixed. So the cheaper paints that you buy, like this is a Liquitex Basics.
Mhm.
It has, let me just put my dragon down here. When you look on the back, it will tell you, yeah, down on the bottom, it lists the different pigments they put together to create this black. So this has, where's it? Pigment. It'll say PBK 11 and like PB something else. Like this one has a lot of blue in it also. So it's not a pure pigment. It's mixed to get the colors. So let me see if I can see on this one. And sometimes you have to actually go onto their website and look up the pigment, and it'll tell you what colors they use to create the pigment. It's like going to the paint store and you say, I want this for my walls, and they start adding in all the different pigments to create that color. Well, when you want your canvas to glow, like when you want your painting to glow,
Mhm.
if the light is hitting your canvas, like it's textured already, so it's already causing the light to refract into different places, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of like the master artist that I learned from, he actually uses panel board, gessos it, sands it, so he gets a very smooth surface, right?
Mhm.
And then pure pigments only for the first layers, because if it's a single pigment, the light will hit it and bounce straight back off. If it's a paint that has several different pigments in it, it's going to be like having a whole bunch of glass pieces that's causing the light to refract in different directions. Does that make sense? This was like mind-blowing when I learned this. I was just like, what? Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
And so this is why I like to begin, and I'll begin today with just like nickel azo yellow. Oh, it's PY150 here. There it is there on the front. And then it's a light glaze layer, and then I'll do another light glaze layer of another pure pigment. And what it does is it allows the light to come through, so that when the light hits it, it bounces straight back off into your eyes. And that's what creates the glow effect. So the quality of the paints that you get has a huge impact on how your painting looks. So a lot of people purchase, the craft paints, which is fine when we're starting. It's like, it's fun. This is what we're doing. No problem there. But as you grow and expand and as you want to get better, you're better off to go get some good quality paints. You're going to get a much better, brighter looking painting than, yeah, than with
Okay.
the other.
Thank you. I appreciate that because, yeah, you get like so much glow in your paintings.
Yeah,
Like even when I was just doing the mandala the other day and, using the gloss stuff
flame.
in, it helped, but it still didn't glow
Yeah.
like, like what
And
you're,
yeah, yeah. And that's the paint pigments. So that's, and if you're noticing that, then you're ready for the next level paints, because most people, they don't really notice it. They go, and that's okay, because use what you have, right?
yeah, no. And they're great for like teaching,
Yeah.
like taking to classes and teaching, because we're just playing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and then what I do is I use heavy body paints for the top. So this is like a golden titanium white, and it's a heavy body, thick, pure white. And so when I add that on top, or there was also, I think I'm all out. It was an airbrush white, which was really nice for
Mhm.
those final pure highlights. And that just makes things pop, right? Yeah.
And what are the tubes that you just showed me? What is that?
This kind?
No, the other ones,
This one?
that one, yeah,
Yeah, this is golden titanium white.
okay. And it's by Golden?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And it is like they are more expensive, which is nice. That's another reason to have a mixture, because I will use my Liquitex basic art or white, titanium white,
Mhm,
for the middle layers once I
mhm,
get my glazes on. And you can use up a lot of white playing around.
mhm.
And it's less expensive. So it's fine for that. I even have an artist loft acrylic, like just a blank. This is even cheaper. So depending on what I'm doing, right?
But for the main and for the starting and then the ending, right?
Yeah. 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 But I have these little tubes here of like golden. This is phthalo blue, and it's a pure pigment again. And it's a golden pure pigment. So that's what I use around the outside of my mandala. And then I also have the phthalo green blue shade. And it might not be a pure, but it's two colors, but it still has that glow to it. It's clean. Yeah. Really nice, clean. But they're expensive,
Yeah.
little ones. When I first took my course with this, his name is David Langevin. He's out of Calgary. He does absolutely amazing artwork. And when I first took my course with him and he gave us the art list, I went down to the art store and got all the paints on there because I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right. It was like $500. It's like, okay, okay, better sell a few of these paintings. All right. Well, I'm going to get started here and I'm going to walk us through our little just grounding meditation to get into this. What are you painting today, Jill?
I'm gonna paint turtle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've been wanting to paint turtle for a while, so I was like, I want to paint turtle today.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I love the paintings of turtles I've seen. And you know what? I have yet to have one turn out for me. I'm not sure why, but I need to go back and try again with turtle. Today I'm going to do the bee. I had a vision of a bee just as I was waking up. I had a vision of a painting and like, okay.
Karen's been talking a lot about like bees too.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, and
She,
Lori
in
did
fact, I
too.
think she's doing a bee painting class that's coming up.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that yet.
I
Um,
mean, like she does so many classes. It amazes me. I don't know how she does it. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
she's having fun, isn't she?
She is having fun. I know.
Mm, I love it. Mm. All right. And I'll turn some music on for us.
Mm.
Settle in.
I'm trying to decide how to display.
I do. Oh, good. And you're welcome to keep painting if you want. Yes, you can. Oh, getting comfortable, taking in some long, slow, deep breaths. Letting everything go and just being fully present right here, right now. And feel your body settling in. Bringing your awareness into your heart space, feeling yourself sinking into that inner sanctuary within you. A beautiful place of peace and calm. And leaning back into that as we get ready to paint. We're going to invite in your guides, your angels, teachers, and healers of the highest truth and compassion. Imagine standing in nature, a beautiful sacred sanctuary, your place. Feet on the earth. Ah, it feels so good to connect with Mother Earth. Feeling that connection from your heart down to hers. You connect to this space, this place, wherever it is. Feeling your connection from your heart up to the beautiful great light, the heart light of the universe. Feeling this connection, this column, but also feeling the connection to everything around us. So in your sacred space, connecting to the beauty around you in whatever form it's taking, the life force energy, the radiance of the energy radiating around everything like a beautiful mandala in the background. You may see plants, animals, birds. Maybe you're by the water. You can see the water creatures, the turtles swimming. Just see them. You don't even have to be there. You can just see them swimming in the ocean, gracefully and peacefully floating through the water. Connecting to all this beauty, all this life force energy that we are all a part of. Just take a minute here, breathe in to see your own guides coming forth, being open to receive any messages, or ask any questions. Breathing in this oneness of energy. Beautiful feelings, messages, symbols. What is coming through for you right now? What messages are here for you today? Receiving all of this, taking it in, knowing that as we paint, more will come through. Deep breaths in and out as you begin to feel your way coming back, bringing with you that beautiful sacred space, feelings of peace and calm. And moving your body, and when you're ready, feel your way back in your painting. Oh, okay. I need to move my light. I have a shadow here. How are you guys doing? That was a big sigh.
That was me. I was dragging the tails of my little jacket through my paint. It's like,
Oh.
oh, God.
I feel tired today. I just started that radiant expansion yesterday, and oh, it was incredibly intense, but good, a good intense. But I was like, oh my gosh, I really feel like June is going to be a beautiful month of integrating energies. Just it feels like so much has come through from April and May. And I haven't really looked at anything, but I'm just feeling into like, feels like we need an integration month to just integrate and rest a little bit, not take too much on.
Now she tells me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got a lot going on in June with all your planting and
Well, I have one workshop and one retreat.
oh, that's
And
right.
yeah, trying to figure out what to do with my lavender. It's just so, my husband's just kind of taken over the digging of the lavender, which
Oh,
is, but because I was just killing myself trying to get it out of the ground. They have 2-foot tap roots.
oh, you're kidding.
So it's like digging up a tree.
Well, I have a lavender tree that I planted last year, and I said to John, I don't think it made it. It's not coming along, so I'm gonna have to pull it out.
Where did you get a lavender tree from? Was it from your local nursery?
Yeah, yeah, local nursery. It's kind of a like they create these I think hybrids to try and survive our winters. But you have the
Yeah.
same winters too, right?
Yeah, but a lavender tree, that seems like almost a Mediterranean type of
Mm.
lavender. And I could see why it might not survive, that's for
Well, it
sure.
said on the tag it was good for that, but I maybe should have covered it anyways. But
Yeah, some of them they expect you to leave them in pots and put them in your garage or something, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know that particular one.
well,
But,
I'm
yeah.
gonna work on 2 while this dries. I'm going to also work on some of this. Yeah,
But the lack of snow this year really did a lot. The roses did okay, but everything else, it's all the lavender. Yeah.
oh, that's a shame.
It is and it's not.
Yeah, I know you've kind of talked about making
It's
some
really
changes, so
made it so I could make some changes.
Hmm.
You can't just ignore blooming lavender.
oh,
It's just possible.
excuse me while I try and find things in my organized mess here.
So until I was listening to the replay today, I didn't realize that this the other class you're teaching, I'm blanking on the name.
Radiant expansion.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was going to be a one-time deal, Janice. I was like, because I was kind of thinking, oh, I can't take on anything more.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I did have a lady just join this morning because things got out of hand for her too. She's like, I didn't get in. And so I'm like, well, so and another lady that couldn't be there yesterday. So I am sending the replays to them. And then we have, so you're welcome to come in if you so choose. But yeah, it is because, I'm really feeling the call to work with the energies that are current
Yeah.
and feeling into them. And that's why it's like, well, it feels like June is opportunity time, which is really great because it feels like it's allowing us to integrate all these energies that have been coming through, which again then is like, oh, I feel like I've been guided in the right direction, right? So
Yeah.
to offer these and then we'll see what comes through for July and August. July and August are kind of months that I'm going to be traveling a little bit, right? So,
Um, and how long does that class last?
it's
Course?
just 5 weeks.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
a little bit
it's
May and mostly June.
uh yeah, this Monday for May and then till the end of June, and it's just Mondays, and it is about an hour and a half. And it's kind of like live, and then you just integrate and feel into the energies through the week and journal or whatever comes to you. And then I am putting it on the app, so the replays are accessible on the app, as well as I'm making PDFs of the notes and for you, and separating the meditations from the workshop so that you can just I'll post the meditations in there too, or they're like activation meditations.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so it's a little bit different. And I'm staying open to what comes through. It's like, well, just guide me as to what the group needs. And I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I found my airbrush paint. I got it at the art store too, but it's called Wicked Colors airbrush color. So it's liquid, but it's really vibrant white. So I'm gonna use some of that here.
So are you mostly getting your paints and stuff? Do you have a local art shop that you can use that has that much stuff?
Yeah, Calgary. I go down to Calgary.
Oh, okay.
Get
How
it.
far are you from Calgary?
About 50 minutes.
So it's a
So-
little bit of a trek.
Yeah, it is. And I don't get down too often.
Yeah.
So I do have, there's a small art store in Red Deer, which is about half-hour north of me. And I once in a while go there, but a little closer is Michael's. So,
Yeah.
but I also had to order my glaze off of Amazon because they didn't have any. So I ordered a big jug. Where is my
Yeah, I
big-
was shocked at how expensive the glaze was because I went to get some
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, it's not cheap stuff.
No,
Glaze.
no, I bought a big jug here off Amazon. It's 32 ounces and it'll refill. So these little ones are 8 ounces, right? So it'll
Yeah.
refill 4 of them. And it
Yeah.
was $88 for the
Yeah.
jug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a cheap hobby. Which is why it's good to sell things once in a while, right?
I'm so resistive to that right now. I don't want to have to deal with galleries and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like art shows.
Yeah, well, I've done so many of them with my textile.
I know I've done so many
Just-
too, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's just so much work and yeah, I kind of made a living at it, but holy moly.
Yeah. So did you guys get the link to that document that I shared with you about sacred site?
Paige just got mine this morning.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
did look at it.
okay.
I got it, but I couldn't input into it. I
Oh.
needed something. I pulled it up on my iPad.
Uh-huh.
I think my iPad is different than if I pull it up on my computer.
Okay.
So I didn't ever.
Sometimes yeah, sometimes those Google Docs can be funny, and I thought well, I clicked all the links to get it so that anyone with the link could edit. But sometimes I still get notifications from people asking that they need permission to edit. So I have to just click a button and they can get in. So just if that comes up, just ask for permission and I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, and actually, oh, I can't do it. I have my phone here. I'm going to send a message to Whitney too. I want to know when she's planning her Greece retreat,
Yeah.
where she is with that, because I really feel like I need to know when that is first, and then
she
we can maybe plan around that.
Yeah. Plan some things. But I think this year is going to be way different than any of us expected.
Is that right?
I agree.
I think I'm kind of planning stuff and then being okay with it plans changing, you know.
You mean, are you thinking about the retreat or?
No, I'm thinking about life as we know it in the United States. I think
Oh,
this
okay. Yeah, you guys have a big election too, right?
is going to be huge. My husband said, because my brother and my niece just bought a big piece of property up in Penticton area.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob said, maybe you should ask Glenn if we can move up. They bought like 160 acres up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's just gorgeous. Of course, winter will be a little wild. But anyway.
Beautiful area.
Yeah. Bob was saying, let's check in and make sure they have space for us if we need to leave the country.
So are you thinking Trudeau is ours. Trump's gonna get back in? Not to get political on you, but I'm just curious.
I don't think either of them are going to be our end.
Oh, that's interesting.
I agree with you.
I think they're both old enough that anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think either of them have all their faculties.
Huh?
I'm so tired of life as we know it and the male energy and I just don't, it was like you're saying, was it this meditation? Because I listened to 3 of them this morning. The women, the power of the energy of women,
Yeah.
is coming through, and neither of them seem to. Well, I think Biden probably supports women a little bit more. Neither of them really seem to have a handle on that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Give me 1 second, you guys. Somebody just walked into my house. Just double check. Well, you have Marianne Williamson there too, right? So
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
an option. Okay, I will be right back.
What do you think, Jill?
I can't even like fathom either one of those people being president. That's what I just feel like I think there's gonna be a huge uprising. And, like, I really want to do some traveling, but I'm thinking I'm going to be open to the fact that that may not be a possibility.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down to see my son in New Zealand in November.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just like so daunting,
Yeah.
that do I want to be down there right in the middle of the election? For one, maybe that's a good thing,
Right. Right.
out of the country when all that shit hits the fan.
Right. I know. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm supposed to be doing something with maybe going to Spain with my sister.
Wow.
um,
Oh,
in September, October. But if we don't do that, I thought, well, maybe we could go to your retreat because, if things are starting to look kind of crazy.
yeah.
And, because I'd love to do your retreat sounds really awesome, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it feels like so much is going to happen, and maybe I'm overreacting to everything I'm listening to, but I really keep hoping. I love Marianne Williamson.
Oh, I do too. I have her Course of Miracles, that one that I read, or no, Return to Love. And
Uh-huh.
then I also have her prayer book that I of all the different prayers.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's amazing.
But I think when she ran last time,
Oh,
I
is she running? Are we talking about Marianne Williamson, the writer?
yeah, she's
Oh,
running.
she
have
is? I don't
yeah.
watch the news, so I don't know.
Well, I think she's pulled it because she was running as a Democrat. No,
Uh-huh.
she couldn't get on any of the state ballots.
Okay.
Or very few of them. I think there was one or two states that allowed her on the ballot.
Oh.
Because she's working against the incumbent.
Uh-huh.
And so if something does happen to Biden and or Trump that prevents them from running, I don't know what will, you don't know what will happen then, but I'm planning on writing her in.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't even know she was an option. Thank you for telling me that, because I seriously don't vote anymore, because I'm not going to vote for people I don't want in there, and I
Well,
quit.
I always vote for, I know Montana, by the time they get to us, because we have such a late election,
Uh-huh.
and our vote doesn't count.
Right. Right.
Except to send a message. So I always vote whoever's the woman on the ticket, on whatever ticket, just as a statement.
Yeah. Yeah, I will vote like Green Party, or like I've done that, but I mean, like, for like the main people, I can't. I just can't anymore. It just goes against everything I believe.
Yeah.
Well,
We've had all of our political things taken over by the out-of-staters with lots and lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad to watch.
well,
Yeah.
just like Yellowstone, eh?
It is. It's like that it's kind of prophetic in some ways. It's not quite as, I don't think there's a train station, although there might back day. But, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous because everybody wants to come to Montana and be a gunfighter or,
Right?
ridiculous.
Yeah. Be a cowboy.
Yeah, where are their cowboy hats? We were in the parking lot of our health food store, and I was with my friend who's 82, and this young kid was standing by us. He was probably almost 30, but fully tatted and long hair.
Yeah.
And this guy drives up, and I think it was one of the Tesla pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And the young kid looks at us and he says, you can tell he hasn't been in Montana very long. And, it was just so fast because it was just so out of place.
Yeah, Alberta is very much like that too, right? Like just like there's a ton of trucks everywhere.
Yeah. But this looks like a spaceship truck. It wasn't functional.
Yeah.
I get needing a truck here. We have ours.
Yeah, exactly.
This
No, I
thing was
know
outer space.
what you mean, but like the battery operated vehicles, they don't
Yeah.
work here. They don't work here. Like there's just no way.
There's too much
Everything is
space.
that's right. Everything is a distance to drive to. And the cold weather, like just
Oh,
stops the
is that,
batteries.
oh, I didn't realize that.
So yeah, they haven't quite mastered that. I do have a girlfriend who bought one. She quite loves it, but um she just lives in town and drives it in town, which is like I love the idea of it. Let's see, but except making the batteries is just as bad.
I don't get the net gain there.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
And when you live rural like we do.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, well, so the election is in November, right?
Yeah.
It should be interesting.
We'll be coming to visit you, Janice.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you,
You like
we're not much better than you guys with what we've got going on politically here too. We have out west here, everybody wants Trudeau out. And actually a lot of people out east too. We're really tired. He's very entitled and arrogant, and the things he's gotten away with are just outrageous. And even though all the Western provinces voted against, it didn't matter. And that's been through history in Canada here. The Western provinces don't have a voice. And it's very frustrating for people.
I live in Montana. I know how it is. We just barely got to 1 million people in the whole state. And we're the fourth largest state in the country.
Yeah.
And so, I was saying to Jill, I don't know if you heard me. Yeah, by the time our votes counted, it's already been decided.
Yeah, exactly. And but the thing is it shouldn't be that way in Canada, because like when you look at the map of Canada, Ontario and Quebec are the ones that control the government, and yet the eastern provinces and the western provinces are a bigger mass. But I don't know how he got back in the last time. Like you can't even trust the voting systems anymore.
That's interesting that you say that. My mom really hates him.
Oh, we do too. Like he's just,
I mean,
we just
she just
really
goes
like,
on and on about Trudeau. When my brother was moving up there, she's like, good luck with that.
yeah,
She
yeah.
has her opinions. Not always the same as mine, but yeah.
Incredibly uh just arrogant and entitled,
Yeah.
and not like all that situation with the truckers, it was a peaceful rally despite what the news displayed. It was a peaceful rally, and those people um were put in jail, and yet criminals and some of the activities that Trudeau did himself are shoved under the rug.
Oh, wow.
But so yeah, it's not been easy here either. I think it's very similar, maybe on a smaller scale than what you guys have because we're smaller, but yeah, interesting, right? We'll
Yeah.
see what the year brings. But yeah,
When does, oh, I know what I wanted to ask. I know like when we were in oh, better get you plugged back in. When we were in New Zealand, it was like I still trying to grasp how the system works there. They have two prime ministers, which I don't understand that at all.
where is that? Sorry.
New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
And I think Australia has the same thing where they have two prime ministers that overlap. And I don't know if one is elected by the parliament and one is elected by the, yeah, I can't quite grasp how their system works. Supposedly it's democratic, but they're elected by the, it's like England, the lords of the house make the prime minister.
Right.
Is that what Canada does? Are they very similar to England or?
No, we're completely democratic. Oops, where's my white there?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, we're more like the US, only we don't have Republicans and Democrats. We have our PCs and liberals. So Trudeau is liberal
What
and
does PC stand for?
progressive conservative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which don't even match up to what they originally were, when they were first created. So the conservatives were the other side of the liberals. But now it's all a mishmash now. So doesn't matter, but
That's fascinating. No. I hate to quote Trump, but the crooked politicians have figured out how to make it seem like we are still democratic, but it sure doesn't feel like it, does it?
no.
It feels like they're equal. Like they're all just
The same.
They're all
So it's almost like you can't even vote for the party anymore. You look at the person now.
Yes.
Yeah, always voted that way, is to look at who's running. But yeah, parties are interesting. And they're different state to state too.
Right.
Because the Democratic Party in California is so different than what we have here.
Well, a change is needed, that's for sure, all around.
Yeah, that is for sure.
And as much as I love being Canadian, I truly do feel it's kind of weird that we're separate countries.
Yeah, but I keep saying, I don't know how you feel about this, Jill, but I keep saying, maybe we could just give Texas back to the Mexico. Because my nephew lives down, he's lived in Mexico for 25 years and he's married to a Mexican woman. And they're both very intelligent and well-read and interesting people. And she's always complaining about how the US stole Texas and New Mexico and Arizona, all that. I'm like, God, if you guys could just take Texas back, we'd probably be okay here. But
That would have been a long time ago, eh?
oh yeah, the Mexican-American War.
Yeah.
The Alabama. I don't know. Do you guys study any of our history?
Not really until they get into high school. So we do all Canadian history up until high school, and then they do European and US. But we do a bit in grade 7 because, of course, the border wasn't created until after 1812. So we do talk about the 13 colonies and the patriots and that, but mostly the eastern part, not the west. Because that's where it all started.
Yeah. Yeah. And the East, except for California, the East is such a, they're determining all our
Yeah, that's the
stuff
same. That's the same here.
because it's so heavily populated.
What's the matter, John? Yeah. Minute, buddy. Oop.
I think we'll have to be remembering our communities and really being in community.
Yeah. Being on the coast, I'm assuming it's more conservative out there than in Portland. But
Yeah, we're probably it is you know, I don't know. I mean, I just know that I'm probably a rarity because I'm, like I embrace everybody's opinion, really. I try to really just embrace everybody's opinion with politics. I live with, like I used to vote Democrat. And now I just am conservative, just in my views, but I don't agree really with either side anymore. So I just want to take care of Mother Earth, and I wish that everybody would just think along those lines and work together in community, which I think is what we're going to end up having to go back to, because I think that there's going to be some really scary things that happen in the States.
yeah. That's why I was saying maybe I should go in November just for the election and waited out in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And maybe some civil wars erupting.
Yep. Yeah.
Certainly hope not.
I hope not either. I really hope not.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I swear every time we get on, as soon as we get on, my contractor shows up. And him and my husband are out there yakking away right outside the door.
Oh, I just heard a voice when you said that. I didn't before that though.
So I apologize, but
No, it's fine. It'll be.
they're yackers, those two. Oh my God.
That's funny. All right, I need some color here.
This isn't coming to me yet, ladies.
No?
I'm just playing with it, but it's not coming. Maybe it will.
What are you doing this morning? What are you painting?
This is a pretty large canvas that I started a while ago. Sorry about the thumb in the picture. And it's got my snake energy in there. I was kind of thinking a big rose might come out of it. But I'm in the transformational stage, so it's trying to crack out of the egg, I guess. And then I got a lot of watery sense of water, so I put a lot of blue in there today. But I opened that my little bucket with my green sand beach in it, and everything went to water.
Yeah. Well, and I was really resonating with Jill's turtles as we were painting. I'm like, no, I'm not changing my mind.
I've got turtles all over I had put turtles on before we started, so it was interesting that she said that. But
Yeah.
what I wrote on it is live your dream. That's what's in so I don't know where I'm going with this. But I just keep painting. It'll eventually happen, such a big canvas.
Well, and that's always a good time too, when you can start to, if you're like, this is not working, then I just start dripping paint on, just playing.
Yeah. Well, doing that full moon painting just before this was really interesting. How, even though it was a mandala before, it really got better. Got to be a better mandala.
Nice.
Do you guys plant gardens?
I'm
Yeah.
trying. It's been so cold that every time I go out there and try and get something going, it's like it lasts for a couple days and then the cold comes back.
Yeah.
I've had little seed starts and out on my deck table for about 3 weeks and nothing's happened.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I know. It's like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just we've been still pretty cold.
Yeah.
I've friends of mine I grew up in Oregon, so I have a lot of friends there, and I'm they're getting snow as late as we were. I was like, what the
Yeah.
heck?
I know, my sister lives in Bend and she was getting snow, like 2 weeks ago, she was still getting snow.
Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? It really depends on the jet stream, right? Where we are. Like if it's when that what is it? When we are under the jet stream, it's warm, but the jet stream is kind of coming down really far from the north, so it's keeping us in the cold. So yeah, I think we're all experiencing the same thing here.
Yeah.
It is definitely cooler. People keep saying, when's it going to warm up? And it's like we've had summers like this before where it's taken a long time and just depends on
Yeah.
what's going on in the world here. But we definitely have had, even the end of June, I can remember having some friends over. It's like the end of June, yay, we're done work. And being on my deck, wanting to be on my deck to have a drink with them. And it's like, okay, we need to go inside. It's windy and cold out here. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And last year the last 2 summers, we've had such beautiful weather. So it always cycles and changes, right?
It
Yeah.
does.
Well, we had a 70-degree weather yesterday, and it was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out and do everything all at once.
Yeah, I hear you.
We had the neighbors in for pizza, and just so
So
nice.
nice,
It's fun to have everybody over.
right? Everybody comes out of the woodwork in the spring, right? Like, so nice.
Something might be
Hmm. Me too. I think I'm getting it here.
happening. I added orange just to kind of separate,
Yeah.
it's interesting what happens when you add different colors. I always
Mhm.
tend to work in the blue purpley band of colors. That orange really makes things pop.
Right?
Have either one of you been experiencing being more tired this week? This last week?
This last month,
I-
since I got
Oh
home, all
my.
I do is sleep.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my-
That sounds about right, eh? I'm sleeping well. Like not having any trouble sleeping.
Full moon, I didn't sleep at all. But
Mm.
other I'm like sleeping 12 hours in a day. I take my naps and still go to bed early.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually am being very careful with my energy to sit down and take breaks. I do find I have to take breaks through the day,
Mhm.
whereas I used to just go, 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 right?
It's nice to be retired now, huh?
Yeah. Well, part of me worries it's like slow down too much. Pretty easy to get into that. But yeah, I definitely last Friday I taught grade 2. They invited me to come in and do a workshop, a drawing workshop with them. So the grade 2s came through and rotated throughout the day. And I taught them each some drawing, cartoon drawing, fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
I was pretty tired at the end of the day. Not
Oh
used to that anymore. So you're noticing that, Jill?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I started back to work and yeah, on both Thursday and Friday this last week, I was just like, oh my gosh, exhausted.
Oh,
But mostly on Thursday. I don't know what it was. Saturday was more just I think a lot of realizations that how much change has occurred uh for me since 2019 with my salon.
oh yeah.
And
Good?
then yeah,
Good change?
um no, not necessarily good.
Mm-hmm.
Um just yeah, I mean it was hard to navigate COVID, in a hair salon. This,
Yeah.
because we had to social distance and, I basically pulled back and let my girls work more than myself. So I lost a lot of my clientele
Mm.
because I pulled back and, like I couldn't do what I was doing prior to, which was fine. I was fine with that. And it, was starting because it was starting to recover. And then, I just had knee surgery and then because my knee, I was helping with art classes with the kids at the cultural center and doing art bags and then my knee went out. And so then I was stopped and then, like get back going and I had some change of staff, the girls leasing stations, which that worked out. I had everything kind of going smooth again. And then COVID happened and my knee, and then kind of getting everything back in line. And then my hand being bit in October.
Yeah.
So I was like, why do I keep getting stopped? I got to
Yeah.
really look at this. Cause it feels, it just feels like I keep coming back to the same place, if that makes sense, where I'm starting over.
Uh-huh.
And trying to get the balance back in my salon. And I've just had to, another one of my gals decided that she was gonna move to California, so I just hired another young woman, and I really like her. But just trying to get that balance back into the salon again.
Yeah.
My goal is to build it up and sell it, but yeah, it's not been that easy.
Yeah. That's interesting, eh?
It is, it is. So you really have to look at that bigger picture and go, okay, what is this showing me?
Yeah. Well, and I know that I've been in my Saturn return here
Ooh,
for the last,
maybe that's my problem.
that's definitely been life altering here, right? With everything that's gone on in my family.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I'm hoping I'm coming to the end of that. I don't really know for sure when it ends.
Mhm.
Um, don't quite understand that yet, that part. Like if it, because I guess I don't know if it's when Saturn moves out of Pisces that it slows down. I think that's what happens, but
Saturn return lasts like a while, like years.
yeah, yeah. And I think it has been for 2 years now because we moved, and ever since we moved, and it'll be 2 years this July, it's just been one thing after another with it. With just struggle, change, like things not coming together the way it's supposed to, like it just crazy.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, why do you keep coming back to this spot that you thought you worked through for me? And then, and then just, feeling like, it shouldn't be this difficult. It should flow easier. It should, just, the balance should come back, and things should just flow. Cause I've pretty much, been really lucky my whole life with that.
Mhm.
And, and that's not the case for like probably the last 5 years.
Yeah, that COVID really catapulted everybody into something, eh?
It did. But, the thing is, as I look around and I think to myself, did we really learn anything?
Yeah, right. I think some people did on individual levels. I'm not seeing big mass change from it.
Right. Neither. Which I was kind of hoping that that would help, but it hasn't seemed to stick.
Right. Well, they say it takes a while to slow down the train, right? We definitely have been in this direction of growth and economic growth and technology growth and population growth, like for a long time. So it's going to take a bit of time for that train to slow down, and hopefully it will.
Yeah. I would hate to be raising kids right now.
I
That's
know.
the conclusion I've come up with. It would be really difficult.
Mhm. Well, we have to keep visioning in that world that we want, right?
I know. And I am.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm not saying you're not. And it is very much, that's our role here, is bringing that light, anchoring that light into the world. And sometimes, that's exhausting. So it's good that you don't watch TV too much, because I think that that does distract us from holding that vision and anchoring it in. But we are making a difference. We are absolutely making a difference. There's more and more people opening up. And you guys know this because we're all very similar in age. You know that 20 years ago, you couldn't talk openly about the things that we talk about.
That's true.
And so a huge shift in the spiritual side has happened. A huge shift in people kind of going, wait a minute, I think there's something more here. There's got to be more to life than this. Because, and even, I'm watching like some people that have been offering meditation to people as a, um, you know, it- from the health direction.
Mhm.
All of a sudden now they're turning around and talking about it from a spiritual direction. And I'm going, this is interesting. This
Mhm.
is interesting that they are, and they're the ones that are, the influencers out there that are going to start to shift people. Like when they say, when you get people like um, you know, Dr. Joe, he's always been an advocate of the science part of it. But when you get these people on podcasts talking about the soul level of it,
Mhm.
it's like, yes,
Yeah.
I told you so.
Yeah.
So, there's enough people talking about it now. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is pretty cool. So, we may not see it in our lifetime. That's the big thing, too, right? Like
Yeah.
remembering that this is not something we may see in our lifetime, that we're paving the way for the kids, for the future generations.
But I think we might.
Well, that would be very cool. I would love
I
that.
think this shift is happening, and it's happening really rapidly.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. What do you believe about changing timelines? Because I feel like we've changed timelines.
And when you say, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
A shift, like I think with the shift in everybody waking up and being more aware that there's more to it's more to energy than what we've known, and energy being, God's source. Also energy, earth energy, and energy from out, like outside places that are working with us. I feel like, we're probably being worked with, you know, with other consciousness from outside of Earth,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hear what you're saying. And that has become more and more aware. Like I'm becoming more and more aware of that than I ever have. When you talk about I've definitely for spiritual, but when people are talking about the light beings now,
Mhm.
like the Palladians, the Arcturians, that is starting to come online for me a
Mhm.
little bit more because I been a little hesitant in that area, I'd say.
Yeah, I have been too.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there has been uh, um, like outside sources coming in, I guess is the easiest way to say it.
Yeah.
Angelic and just, when people talk about the dragons, I was like, okay, what is that? I mean,
Yeah. That
but
whole realm
yeah,
of
it was,
dragon. Yeah.
it's just funny.
Yeah.
I actually had a dream the other night that I was much younger and I was talking to a, a, a a man and a young man and young woman, and all of a sudden in this dream they turned into little tiny dragons. It was so interesting, and they were playing a game. It was actually they became part of the game that they were playing.
Oh,
It was so interesting. I was like, wow, what was that? And it looked like fun. I mean, they actually were like the characters in this game. They became that character, and they both kind of were giggling, and they were cute little dragons. I was like, okay. I woke up, I'm like, what was that?
that sounds like the blending of worlds, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Or the lifting of the veil between the worlds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
I mean, like, I was like, I'd go play a game like that. That looks like, I mean, it looked like fun.
there's a
They were,
movie out like that. You're reminding me of a movie that I just watched. It was really good. It's a Netflix series.
uh-huh.
Um, the what's it called? The, oh, something, the problem of four, or something like that. But it was actually quite fascinating. I'll have to look it up here. But where they actually went into the game, it was
Huh.
like it was another um planetary beings that were coming in and trying to take over the world and using technology to reach for messages. So, but anyways, that's kind of beside the point. But the whole like opening up, this veil opening up is blowing my mind. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, I've been working on this for years now, and all of a sudden it's a lot easier than it ever was.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think that, like probably all the solar flares, and I mean, I feel like all
Yep,
of that has brought in a lot of like interesting stuff too.
it has. And it's making changes within us in our DNA. It's downloading things to us so that we get to elevate faster and change faster. And it does feel, when you talk about, I don't think people are changing. It's like, I think it's coming. Like, I think we've got support here that's
Yeah,
helping us, that's coming through. And I feel like they're in a hurry too, because before we destroy the place, right?
yeah,
Well, I think Mother Earth has woke up and
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole energy there.
she's kind of pissed off.
I think she's really, I'd be pissed off too. I have a prayer that I wrote like 3 years ago, and I drummed to it, and I do the 4 directions, and I just have been doing that prayer to Mother Earth and Gaia and all the 4 directions, and bringing in the angels and guides and ancestors, and it just feels very relevant right now that that needs to be. I didn't really know why I came up with this. I channeled actually the prayer and like probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it seems so relevant now to what's happening.
Yeah, I don't feel like Mother Earth is angry. I feel, I don't know, when I connect with her, I just feel so much love and gratitude, like a child phoning home, it's like, oh my God, so good to hear from you, right?
Well,
Thought you
that's
forgot
nice.
about me, but I'm here, right?
I like that
Hmm.
because I don't always feel that way. I feel sort of like she's like, "We really need to be conscious of um where we put our energy and how we send it out to the world, and they, she
Yeah,
needs now."
yeah, she does need love and support, but I mean, we're all gonna get different messages, which is important.
It
They're
is.
all important, right? Because
Yeah.
it's the impact we'll have wherever we are.
Yeah, and that too, we all live in different places and there's different needs, and so you're going to be feeling the energy of your community where you're living as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're feeling that, and we're all probably feeling that a bit, that she's very loving and supportive, but I think she's not pleased with some of the powers that be. I just don't think our political system can keep going on the way it is. And I think she's like, okay, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
You think I'm just going to stand by and let you completely destroy me and not ever say anything? So the people that are trying to bring in the healing energy and the love, yeah, she's very thankful. But the people who are just decimating the earth still, I mean, I can't believe that Israel and Gaza, this whole thing has just, and just bombing the shit out of children.
Yeah.
It sends me over the edge.
Oh, I know.
And I think her too, not just the bombing of the children, but the bombing in itself. Are we still doing that archaic shit?
Right?
Are we still living in the dark ages?
That's
Yeah. Now,
exactly what I'm feeling too.
well,
Yeah.
and see, that feels like Mother Mary energy to me, what you're talking about.
Ah,
I kind of put the two Mother Earth and Mother Mary together a lot of times. And I do it in my prayers too, to Mother Earth, because I feel like Mother Mary is out there trying to help with this
mm,
for the children.
Yeah. Well, Kuan Yin, Mother
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah, that divine.
yeah, all the mothers.
Yeah.
feminine.
All the mothers.
Yeah.
That's so we talked about that yesterday in that radiant expansion, like who was coming through strongly in our activations, and it is the mothers, like all the mothers,
All the mothers. Yep.
the grandmothers, the Marys, all the Marys,
Mhm.
all the sisters of Avalon, sisters of Isis, like all that love, nurturing, feminine energy.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I am so grateful for like the women in these groups with me that are here, that are doing the work, that are, activating and feeling that energy.
I just think it's so fabulous that we found each other
Me
Right?
too.
because I just felt like, am I just like, you know,
Am I the only one?
well,
No,
I'm the only one, but it's just like, I don't know.
yeah, we need each other. And
Yeah, really
that's
do.
the message, right? That was coming through for a lot of us. It's like gather, 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 because your energy is stronger together than you trying to do the work on your own. It compounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and we need each other. That's a blessing we've been given.
So affirming too. I mean, I'd
Mhm.
given up in many ways because I was like, no one seems to understand what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, I have this whole group of women who are like right there with me.
So
Yeah.
cool.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
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 I can't, like, I have very few people that I can talk to about this. Yeah, I have two sisters that I can, and
That's
because,
nice.
they're on the same page, but in my community, you know, it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. 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 I hear you. I put out that I'm doing live meditation nights in the community because Crystal, who has been in some of my programs here, she owns an osteopathic wellness center here. And
Nice.
her and I have been meeting, having like business meetings to help, just keep each other accountable with paperwork and stuff like that and talk about our visions in the business and where it's going. And she's like, what are you doing in the community? And I'm like, not much. So she wanted me to come and do these. And I give it time yet, but so far nobody's signed up. Um, which is interesting because we do have a large group of people that are ready for this again.
Mhm.
I used to do it before COVID, and so we'll see. But hopefully we gather locally too. Get a few more people that are mm, close together so that you have that support, right?
Yeah.
Even in your communities. So, but we talked about that a little bit, right? Talked about it in one of our groups here. Didn't we talk about it? About going out and being more active in the community, and even though there's other stuff going on, and not letting other people's thoughts and interfere with our mission. Don't interfere with my mission. Yeah. But that's why we're here, right?
That's why we're here.
Just rejuvenate, get our energy back,
Mhm.
refill our buckets, and be willing to, I truly believe that we have all been placed exactly where we need to be.
Yeah. Sometimes I've been here so long, I'm like, am I supposed to still be here on the Oregon coast? Sometimes I question that.
Feeling a call to move.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is I don't know where that would be. I mean, like, I love New Mexico,
Yeah, me
and
too.
there's something, definitely the times that I visited there, I just like, ugh, I love it. There's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's something there.
Oh, I've never
The
been there.
spirit of the land is just so strong.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
probably what it is.
And
It
the
kind of felt like when I went to Hawaii, the same thing. You know?
connection, the connections that the native people have with the non-natives.
Mm-hmm.
My mom always said, if I was a artist, and she is an artist, but she said, if I was a native artist, I would move to New Mexico because they really honor the artists.
Oh,
And but there, I think that's what draws us there, is that connection that of the people, the native people with the non-native,
Mhm.
that like us, that
Yeah.
are connecting the spiritual part of
oh,
the
Yeah, because I did feel that huge connection there. And also just the artists as well. There's so much beautiful art there.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's Karen and I are taking a little trip to Taos and Santa Fe
are you?
after the Gosa Springs retreat.
Uh-huh.
We're just heading on down because I want to do a retreat in Santa Fe in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Friend there that's a naturopath and a distiller and a perfumer, and I want to work with her a little bit down there, but I just love Santa Fe. It's
Yeah.
become a place in the world. If I could pack up everything and move tomorrow, that would be where I'd go. Except that my kids are 2 hours away here,
Yeah. Darn kids, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
so
that place, ever since I've been there, I just, yeah, definitely there's that.
Sounds
In
like
fact,
a good place for a retreat.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah. Yeah, it would be an awesome place for a retreat.
I feel the call to create these retreats. I just feel like I'm sitting on it right now.
Well, you're doing all the stuff to create your community that will support retreats.
That's true. That's true. And I really would love, and I announced, I kind of proclaimed this last year to the universe. It's like, have me come and teach at the retreats. That would be great. To be invited to different retreats and just come and teach and do a session there. Always. So that may be building. Let's see.
one of the places, have you been to the mounds in Ohio?
No,
Didn't you put it on the list?
I'm not sure if I did or not. Ohio. I don't think I did.
I
Maybe I
think
did. I did.
Uh,
Mm,
my husband is from Ohio,
mhm.
and he's a huge Ohio State football fan. So he goes back every year for a game. His sister's still back there. So he really wanted me to come with him.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'll go if we can go to the Serpent Mound.
Oh, the Serpent Mounds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I did put them on there.
If I can be at the Serpent Mound and see that, it's a really cool place too.
Mhm.
It's fascinating. But it was kind of weird being there with my sister-in-law and her husband because they are so not
Right.
into anything I am.
Uh,
But she's confined to a wheelchair because she's so heavy and her knees hurt
oh,
that they didn't really get out and really, because they have a platform you can go up on and overlook the whole thing.
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool little place. I'd love to go there with some spiritual friends.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Because
definitely put it on the list.
Ohio is so not my kind of place.
Mhm.
There's something about Ohio that just, doesn't do it for me.
Right. Maybe it's a day trip out of somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's just such a odd. There's a couple other mound spots, I think, besides the Serpent Mound. And but it's not like the Southwest where you go in every
Yeah.
20 miles. There's some incredible ruin you can go explore.
Mhm.
That's the other thing about that whole area of southern Colorado and northern New Mexico is just all these incredible ancient sites. Some, like the Taos Pueblo, is still occupied
Yeah,
and
it was
still,
amazing.
yeah, it's just beautiful. And the connections I've made with the native people there have been really amazing. There's a guy he's distilling a lot of desert plants, not just the pinyon, but sagebrush, and it was really fascinating.
Oh, that's
Um,
I had like when I first started my spiritual journey, I was so attracted to that area, to that and that style of art and decorating and like that Southwest kind of.
yeah.
And it's funny because I just re-listened to my Mayan reading that I got it a year and a half ago from Jen Soto, the woman we connected through Whitney. And she said to me, I keep seeing you with, like, she kept saying, you sure you don't have any native heritage? I said, nope. 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 And she said, I keep seeing you with these women. Like, she said, you need to see what comes up from like the Mexican area. Because she said she could see these women. She said, they wear with these white dresses with the embroidered flowers on them. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. She's like that. There's something there for you. I keep getting that call. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see.
You might have to join me and Karen.
Oh, just would love that. Let's see.
The whole point of doing these is just to gather.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to make money. I just want to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
make art and play with other women, you know,
Yes.
and not
Mm-hmm.
have it be weird.
Yeah.
Get out of the-
No, it's well, you get ideas together and put them out there and see who comes, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, it is. I was thinking about that for the stone circles too. It's like, okay, really feeling we need to follow through on that.
Well, there is and Jill, you may have been there. Have you ever gone to Mary Hill Museum up on the Washington, Oregon border?
I feel like I did possibly as a kid.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Oregon?
I did not. I grew up, well, I moved to Seattle when I was 11.
Oh yeah. So in the Northwest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took my kids there to the Mary Hill Museum, but there's some circle of stones there. It would be fun to meet up and
Mhm.
just check it out. That um that guy that you posted in Glastonbury,
Uh-huh.
Janice.
Me?
Yeah, you posted him. I think it was Glastonbury. It was the castle and the stones.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, what's his name? Kyle
And
Gray.
Oh, Kyle Gray. Yeah.
and that was really off-putting because of the huge amount of people there
Yeah, yeah,
for
Yeah.
me. And I was like, where can we go that there's not that kind of uh parade of people?
yeah.
How-
Remember that was solstice too, so
oh yeah, yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
when we did a um fall equinox in Cusco, Peru, and went up to this. Actually, it was in Machu Picchu where the sun comes through this notch and hits you right in the forehead.
Oh, cool.
We were the only people up there. We had
Oh.
gone up to the ruins, obviously before sunlight. We're the first people in the area. I don't know if you can even do that anymore. Be the only people there, or if they'll even allow you in anymore
Right.
in the hours. Because the shamans used to have kind of allowed in, but now I guess they've shut that off. They don't allow them to go in after hours.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's everyone or if you just have to pay exorbitant fees now.
Huh.
This kid, he's working with somebody doing retreats in Peru and doing the ayahuasca. And they're getting like $50,000 per retreat per person.
Right. I know.
What the heck? And then, they're paying the native Peruvians $10,000 or whatever, which is a lot of money for them, but still, it's just gotten to it's like everything is just turned into this commercial
Yeah.
thing, and it's just really sad. I think I'd be really sad to go to Peru and see what's going on there now.
Mm.
I was listening to a podcast about Jesus and talking about the slaughtering of the lambs,
Mm.
and how the temples had to have these, they look like waterways, but they were for the blood of the lambs, that they would sacrifice like 200,000 lambs in a day.
Wow.
And how it was, sounded really horrendous. But it's like that. It's like, oh, now it's become this commercial thing to do ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And through, and it, you know, it was a little bit, but before. But now it makes me sad. This, and that Glastonbury, that thing reminded me of that too, of
Yeah.
that it's become so popular to do all these.
You're very,
things.
you're very right. And I don't like crowds when we do these things.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably doing something for them, but it's also for me, it's like, oh, I want my spirituality to be a little less public,
Yeah. Yeah.
more on the spiritual side. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think it would be good to still go and experience the energy there and see what it's like.
Yeah,
Um,
just maybe not on the solstice.
no, yeah, definitely not on the solstice because I don't think that would be quite what we were hoping for.
But I was also thinking, one of the things that came to me was, you know, doing the, and I don't know if our group would be up for it, but doing like a guided meditation there where we're interactive, and it's just,
Mhm.
you got to know that there was a past life there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all of us together in a coven or whatever, you know.
Exactly. That's see what
To,
comes up together.
because that's the amazing thing to me about the hypnotherapy is how real it feels, and how, you know, you're really there.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're,
exactly. And so when you're there to do that meditation would be incredibly powerful. And that was what I was thinking was like, well, if we were all together there, the amount
yeah,
of incredible energy that we could create together, whether or not we've been there in a past life or not, we still are holding this power.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I'm having so much fun with this bee.
Yeah, I want to
An
get a,
amazing bee.
Pardon?
I said it's an amazing bee.
Well,
it's
it's really cute,
gorgeous.
and I'm just having fun getting
Yeah,
detail in there. And I
Yeah.
want to have this like dripping honey coming down, gold or something. We'll see. But I'm just enjoying painting him.
I'm going to take you guys for a little trip here. Let's see if I can manage this, because I've got a bees that I painted with CCFC.
Oh, okay. Let me just
Let me
unpaint.
see if I can get it up there.
Oh, there they are. Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, I love
Oh,
those. Those
they're
are
like,
great.
they almost
Oh,
look like spirit nymphs, right?
yeah.
I did that, and then I realized it's a necklace. You know, we were talking about grief, and it's a necklace that was in the Heraclean Museum.
Oh,
And it's the in the, what's the name of that book that has all the symbols? The Hanan book?
Hanukkah, Hanukkah.
Hun- Okay, yeah,
I
and
was
it,
looking for
in
that
there,
book. It's called Hanukkah, the symbol book.
yeah, yeah. And it was in there as the symbol for the bee. And but then I remembered, and I have an actual picture that I took in the Heraclean Museum of those bees. It
Huh.
was in,
Oh,
but it was really cool because I was like, oh yeah. Then it was just after I'd got my bees.
yeah. Oh, you've been
I don't,
around to a
I
lot of,
don't,
sorry.
I don't have bees anymore. They abandoned me.
Oh,
They didn't like what the sugar water I was giving them or something.
yeah, actually, I was in BC once. We stayed at a little bed and breakfast, and the neighbors had honeybees, like a honeybee colony, and they grew lavender, so they would get the lavender honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I hadn't heard of before, so it was kind of cool. Um, you've done a lot of travels, eh, Jill? Or not Jill, sorry.
I was gonna say,
Carrie.
I have not.
Carrie. Yeah, Carrie.
Well, I talked my husband into retiring early, and I said, let's travel while we can.
Mhm.
And you know, we got married we met when I was 50. We got married when I was 53 or
Mhm.
something like that. 51. I don't know. I think we met when I was 48 and we got married when I was 50 or 50. Yeah, 50. Not quite 51. And I encouraged him to quit his job early. And we have really traveled a lot. We're starting to slow down now. It's this last big trip that we went on was a lot. We still want to do, because both of us have history in the British Isles and Ireland and Wales. We both have Welsh,
Right.
and but we've traveled so much in the 10 years,
Mm.
and it's been fabulous. I'm not complaining, but both him more than me, but both of us, just the aches and pains of old age are kind of hitting, and we're really thankful that we did all those things.
Yeah.
But we've had some good opportunities. It helps to have a child that lives in other countries.
Right.
So you have to go visit them, and then you have to, as long as you're over there, you might as well,
Yeah.
a couple more places. And
Well, yeah.
as long as you're in Prague, you might as well go to Vienna and
No kidding, eh? That's
all
cool.
the places in between. We've gone to Hungary a few times. I do want to go to the Rose Festival in Bulgaria, though.
Oh,
That would be
That's one of my,
fun. That's fun.
yeah.
Well, I would love to go to England, Ireland, Scotland area. That's
Yeah.
kind of our family history.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
My mom really wants me to go to Wales.
Yeah, that's actually where I think a lot of my ancestral heritage is. But however, when I did the DNA thing, it didn't show that. But our family lineage on my dad's side
Well,
kind of
it's interesting because I think of the Vikings and all of the people conquering and whatever they, I'm not putting my words together very well, but I think you know what I mean. I think there was a lot of really mixing of the races that happened in there.
Definitely. And the Silk Road
Yeah.
travels there because, you know, when you go back in your lineage and you start finding out that, oh, there's a big chunk of people from Sri Lanka in my family.
Oh,
So it's like, really?
that's
And
fascinating.
so you kind of look at, oh, okay, I could create a story here
Yeah.
of a trader on the Silk Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having a
Into the
romantic get together with, yeah.
Well, my family has been in the Americas so long that my tests, like oh, what are they called? Like the where
Your DNA.
your DNA and all of that.
Yeah.
It lists us as 60% American
Oh, okay.
because we've been here more than 5 generations.
Oh, yeah.
And I had direct ascendants. I'm a direct descendant of both Jamestown and Plymouth Rock,
Mm.
as well as Massasoit, the native chief who allowed the Pilgrims to land,
Oh,
actually helped them through that first winter. And so it's really fascinating, but it doesn't show, you know, that far removed is a very small percentage.
right.
But tapping into those ancestral lines, I think, would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see who's there.
Oh, I still have you spotlighted or something here.
Oh,
Spotlight there.
oh, I see.
Mhm. Yeah, it is fascinating. But one thing that I noticed was when I did my activations yesterday with these beautiful women, there are people in this program like this, the downloads that came through for this radiant expansion has just been unbelievable. But what's been coming through is not only your ancestral stuff, but there's a whole pile of light beings that have come before us that are gathering with us. Like it wasn't all about soul gifts from your own lineage. There's some, but it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were really tapping into, and it's just a beautiful energy.
Yeah. And if for star people,
Yes, and the star people too were coming through. Yeah.
if we're star people, well, does it really matter where
Exactly.
on Earth originated? But
And I think
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. It's like we're all connected, right? We're all connected. So it doesn't matter who your lineage is.
yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah, that's come through pretty strong. And you know, we are all part of the history. So you know, who is native today may have been a European conqueror in the past. So
oh yeah. Yeah, if you've done very many past lives, you really realize how
mhm,
you come through in many forms, that's for sure.
right.
Yeah. Somebody was marveling at, I can't remember, they had done some past life stuff, and that in one lifetime they were a slaver, and another lifetime they were a slave. And
Yeah,
it makes sense, though, that that karmic stuff that comes through.
exactly. We get to experience it all.
Yeah. It's, I kind of am curious big in a big way, because it's like so much stuff. And when we get that peace, when the veil is completely lifted and we get that the whole picture
Yeah,
of what's going on here, it's just fascinating to me.
it is. It is.
I mean, I get little pieces for sure. I think the end.
Well, I've had glimpses of that energy, that intense, like the power of it.
Yeah.
And it does really like every time I've had it, which has only been like a couple of those moments of like, oh my gosh, right? Like, holy man, this is huge. It's
Yeah,
huge. And it will crush you. Like we are nothing compared to that beautiful power. Like
but we are that beautiful power at the
we
same
are, we are, but we cannot contain it. Like we could
time.
never contain it in our physical body. Like we could never. So when you do have that beautiful tapping in, it's like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But we are way past our time. I'm having so much fun with this bee. I don't know if it's all going to download or not for us, but
Yeah, we're going at it here. How's your Jill? Let's see yours, because I haven't seen yours at
yeah,
all.
let's see your turtle, Jill. Hold on, let me unmute, unspotlight.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, look at the symbols on there.
Oh yeah.
Very, the Aztec-y look is coming through.
Or
It's more green and let's see if there, you can see it a little
Yeah,
bit.
it looks more green than blue.
Yeah.
Just floating through. Love it.
cool.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I just felt like I needed some Mother Earth painting today. And the turtle reminds me of Mother Earth, so
Oh, yes, of course, right?
yeah.
Lovely.
And the Native American,
Mm.
the what is the 13 moons on turtle's back?
Yeah.
I
And
thought about
the
doing
month.
something like that.
Yeah. I think that's where I got messed up on my turtles, is trying to do that.
I wanted to show you my, and again, it's hard to see the mandala. I did finish it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it's beautiful. Wait a second. Let me just make that bigger again.
nice.
It's hard to see all the colors, but it has some really beautiful pinks and blues and
Yeah, it looks soft.
yeah, it was fun to do.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, thank you for sending that because that I had worked that day and there was just I went to bed as soon as I fed the animals and I put out leftovers for my husband and I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Oh,
I'm exhausted. It
oh,
was just a lot of energy.
this was at your salon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of people coming and going, and people are really dealing with a lot right now.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I felt a lot of unsettled energy, and it's funny, my husband told me that last week. I mean, like, I seriously don't watch the news. I kind of stay away from everything, but there was a couple here visiting, and they went to take their, right in the middle of town. Like, I guess it happened at 8:30 or 8 in the morning, took their little dog out. They were staying at a local hotel right on Highway 101 next to the Starbucks. They were attacked, and the
What?
husband died
What?
right on the sidewalk. He was protecting his dog. We have a new facility that just opened up here in town for the transient population. And I guess he was living there, and it's right by Starbucks on Highway 101.
Mhm.
But it's like unbelievable that nobody would have saw it or helped him, or, like, I don't know if it was in a back parking lot where it happened or
Oh,
what, but they had been to a local restaurant to celebrate, I think their anniversary with their
oh,
family the night before.
mm,
So, I was like, it was just like I said, and then I went to talk to the gal that takes care of my dog Josie. And she said that there was a lot of weird stuff going on last week for her too,
mm,
with people. So just a lot of, like, angry people and anger issues happening. And she goes, wow.
aw,
Yeah.
that's too bad.
So it was, yeah, I'm like, so I don't know what that was about, but
Right.
very sad that that would, occur here in town.
Yeah. Well, and I think when it happens in your town, everybody feels a little responsible, right? A little bit like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they're here visiting, and how could that happen? I mean, like, we're not like big Portland where that kind of stuff happens all the time, I guess, but
no,
to happen here, it's like, wow,
yeah,
not good.
no. And you feel that, and that energy in the community, that would have been pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, I didn't know that it had happened, but I was feeling something. Definitely. I was feeling like I was really watching the animals, and they were really wound up, and I'm like, are we gonna have a tsunami, or,
Right.
what's going on here,
Yeah,
But I think just there was a lot of polarized energy that
yeah,
because I always watch the animals. They tell
yeah.
you what's going on for sure.
You, I know in the solar eclipse, it's like, oh, my dogs were just barking at everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were really uptight,
Mm-hmm.
antsy. So, and I noticed that, and I mentioned it, and somebody said, "Oh, your dogs too." So I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching the horses. They were really wound up, and
mm,
just felt like, okay. I hope we're not having an earthquake or, tsunami or something here.
yeah, yeah." I do remember too, like when we had a big tornado that kind of went through just north of us, and we were outside. My husband was mowing the lawn on the acreage, and I was in the garden, and my dog, I had a yellow lab, she kept coming into the garden. She wanted to sit with me in the garden, and
Mhm.
she was just really like clingy to me. And I
Yeah.
was like, what is going on? And then we heard sirens going.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they know, they know.
You do know.
Did you feel the earthquake?
It was a tornado.
Oh, the tornado. Okay. Sorry, I lost the
That's okay.
thread.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
we had another one last summer just south of us, so it was not good.
Yeah, that's freaky. We just have those forest fires.
Yeah, yeah, that too. I think I am gonna have to go soon here, but
It's fun to get into it so deeply.
it's been a long time since I've really gotten into a painting. So it's been a long time since I've spent time on the detail part, and I love the detail part, like getting my fine brush out and playing with it. But I almost think my bee is done, and I'm going to work on the honey. Wait a minute. But I need to stop for some lunch.
Yeah.
But,
Dang it. I was going to roast some veggies today. Better get with it.
roast what?
Veggies.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Well, I am gonna say goodbye.
Yeah, me too. I think I will just like bring this forward.
Oh,
It's
I
so
love that.
cute.
That is so
I
cute.
just having fun.
That
Yeah.
is,
That is really cool, Janice. I love the little hearts on the bees.
Yeah.
that's great.
All right, you guys have a beautiful day. And actually, I see you tomorrow. I guess we have our
Oh, that's right. Yay.
gathering tomorrow too.
We have
Right?
Yeah.
so much to
I
look at.
won't be here tomorrow. My husband's having cataract surgery, so
Oh
I'm
dear. Yeah.
in McMinnville, so I'm gonna be going with him, so I will miss it, so.
You are the caregiver tomorrow. Okay, we'll take
Camera, because once they put him in,
Uh-huh.
you can just go outside and wait in the car and hang out with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I can do that. I need to run over to Wilco, so we'll see how long he's in there, but yeah, I could do that. It starts, well, it's an hour and a half drive and I'm driving over there, so
Oh, yeah.
surgery starts at 11, so it's like during that period of time, so.
no worries, Jill. Do whatever works for you.
Okay,
And I'll send the recording off to you. You guys have a great day. Enjoy. I need to get outside too. It's a beautiful day today. Those are
Yeah.
few and far between.
yeah, yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you
Okay,
guys later.
okay,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.